So students, next question is, which of the following is not a characteristic of a covalent compound? So basically we have to identify the point which is not valid for covalent compounds. So first point we have, it has low melting point and boiling point. Suppose for example I consider a molecule CH4 methane. If we look for the interparticle interaction, then two CH4 molecules will be connected with weak force, van der Waals force. If weak forces are present between the molecules, then we can break them easily. Thus, it is easier to melt or easier to boil such molecules. So first point is, it has low melting point and boiling point. This point is valid for covalent compounds. So interparticle interaction will be broken easily. Thus point number 1 is valid, but we have to find not a characteristic, means invalid point. So question, according to question, point number 1 is valid, but we have to find invalid option, thus it cannot be answer. Point number 2, it is formed between two atoms having very small electronegativity difference. If we look for a covalent compound formation, then we will identify that such covalent compounds are formed by the elements which have low electronegativity. For example, if we consider same molecule CH4, carbon has electronegativity of 2.5, whereas hydrogen has electronegativity 2.1. So if we find delta En, it will be 0.4, means very less. So CH4 is a covalent compound. We are not talking about that ki carbon and hydrogen both have less electronegativity, thus compound will be formed covalent compound. If two elements have less electronegativity, it does not mean always compound will be formed in covalent compound. It may be ionic, but generally when two elements have less electronegativity difference, then it is highly probable that compound will be formed in covalent manner. So we have to look this. If second option is considered, then it is a valid point and we have to identify invalid point. Thus option number 2 cannot be answer. If we look for option number 3, they have no definite geometry. Basically this is a wrong statement, because if we consider covalent compounds, then covalent compounds have a definite geometry. For example, if we consider CH4 molecule, CH4 molecule have tetrahedral geometry. Tetrahedral geometry means all the CH bonds are placed along the corners of a tetrahedron. Thus point number 3 is not valid and we have to identify a point which is not valid for covalent compounds. Thus answer will be 3. If we look for option number 4, then option number 4 is they are generally insoluble in water. So students, we know that covalent compounds are soluble in non-polar solvents generally, whereas ionic compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water. Like dissolve like. We use a statement like dissolve like in chemistry generally. So they are generally insoluble in water. It is a valid point if we consider for covalent compounds. So answer will be 3. So third point will be our answer. Third point.